Ash,
Ash,
Hadu,
Adu,
Anna,
Anna,
Muhammadan,
Muhammad,
Rasulullah,
Rasulullah.
Abdul Rasulullah, right? So fantastic, David. 100% you've entered the fold of Islam. You're a complete Muslim now, right?
Today isn't promised, tomorrow isn't promised, so I wanted to change myself, especially before I turn back to Allah, because I don't want to turn back to Allah with all these sins. I want to be a good person. I want to be a person in Jannah, and may Allah guide us all to Jannah as well.
Assalamu alaikum, Robert Carter reporting here for Five Pillars. Now I'm outside Bond Street Station in central London, where there's a really unique initiative underway here. The IERA Dawah team is doing some Dawah, inviting people to Islam, educating the general public about the beautiful religion in the key locations across the capital today. Now, as we currently stand, we live in a time where the fear factor is at an all-time high. People are talking about World War III on social media. The situation in the Middle East is as bad as it's ever been, with the genocide in Gaza, and it looks like it's going to turn into a regional conflict. It already has. We've also been through the COVID pandemic, economic instability worldwide. There's a situation in Ukraine. There's conflict, death, destruction everywhere at the moment, and clearly people are anxious. They're scared. They're contemplating the concept of death. Now, these activists have decided that rather than shying away from this current geopolitical situation we're in, why not get out there, speak about the Quran, showcase what it says about concepts of death and anxiety and what to do during times of stress and difficulty, and see how the general public responds.
We're here to launch the Discover the Quran campaign. In the last few months, we've seen unprecedented interest in Islam amongst non-Muslims, and in particular understanding and discovering the Quran, which is what people want to do in light of the horrific situation in Gaza. So what we've done is launched this campaign across key sites in London, a billboard campaign, unprecedented. So we want to give access to people to discover the Quran, people who are interested in Islam, who haven't actually had the opportunity to access it at this point in time.
Right now, we're just talking about this immediate onslaught in the Middle East, and there's been unprecedented numbers of people embracing Islam, asking for the Quran, having conversations with us. So we are giving out around 60,000 Qurans, free of charge, of course, in these beautiful little bags, okay, wearing these tops, and we have a QR code at the back, and if you wait approximately 30 seconds, you'll see a billboard over there.
In Arabic, I want you to say it in Arabic, right? So I'll read it first and then you repeat after me, yeah? So you say Ash,
Ash,
Hadu,
Adu,
An, La,
La,
Ilaha,
Ilaha,
Illallah,
Illallah,
Wa,
Ash,
Hadu,
Adu,
Anna,
Anna,
Muhammadan,
Muhammad,
Rasulullah,
Rasulullah.
Abdul Rasulullah, right? So
Abdul
that's the
Rasulullah.
proper way of saying it, yeah. So fantastic, David. 100% you've entered the fold of Islam. You're a complete Muslim now, right? The only thing you should try to strive to do in your own time, don't fret over it, don't lose sleep, but try to work out how the Muslims pray the 5 daily prayers. That's a major sort of must that one should try and do.
Can I give you a hug?
Yeah, man.
Congratulations. Thank you, man.
Very brave thing you've done today, David. Honestly, very brave. The best thing you've done in your whole life.
I've never grown up with a religion, but I always believed there's a creator, because I just knew there was more to life than we're just here. And I have had some Muslim friends, and they told me a bit about Islam, and then Alhamdulillah, one day I come across a store with IERA, and there was a brother, and I got a Quran and I began to read. But before that, I actually already started wearing hijab before I reverted, and I wanted to know more about Islam, so Alhamdulillah, I found the Quran, and he got me in contact with his sister, and we began to learn more about Islam, and I took my Shahada, Alhamdulillah, and I found truth and peace. And the day I took my Shahada, I just felt such a peace in my heart, because I just felt like Allah is the most forgiving as well. So is a revert, all the sins before was forgiven, and it just makes you feel such a peace. And with your brothers and sisters, as a ummah, alhamdulillah, we're here for one another for the sake of Allah. I think media nowadays, there's been a lot of false information, and I think that's why IERA is so important, going giving dawah and teaching people the truth about Islam, and that this isn't what Islam teaches. And some people might be misguided from what some Muslims might do as their actions, but that is, a person only can make choices for themselves, and Islam is perfect. It's from Allah. There's nothing that there's no faults in the Quran. So when you read the Quran as well, then you realise that, yeah, this is the truth, and this is not a book a human could make. This is from Allah.
So brothers are giving dawah to someone in the cab. What had you take interest in taking a copy? You want to really understand? Yeah? Okay, well, enjoy. Thank you so much. That lady said she's got 2 copies of the Quran already, mashallah, tabarakallah. What's been your highlight today?
I don't want to blow my own trumpet. Let's just say there was 2 shahadas out there. So, alhamdulillah, by the grace of Allah, you know.
Alhamdulillah.
Amazing. Yeah, 2 people, young lady and young man, both very young, and they basically decided to, you know, say shahada. I added a bit of urgency. You know, you don't know when we're going to pass away, which is the reality, which a lot of people put their head in the sand about. But it's the reality. We don't know when our time's coming up. So one of them especially took heed about that, and he's like, you know, he's 20 years old, but he agreed totally.
Okay, so I've spent a good portion of the day with the IERA team, and we've ended up here at Waterloo. Now, the activists are going to go to other key areas in the city and continue their day's work. But I think one thing that I'd like to summarise is obviously that we live in an atmosphere now, a toxic environment where Islamophobia is rife. Right now we're hearing a senior number of politicians talking about a supposed Islamist takeover of Britain. There's talk about an Islamist standing or trying to win the seat in Rochdale and things like that, and it's become a very poisonous atmosphere. But one thing I have to say is that Islam is a religion of peace, it's a religion of justice. There's a lot of benefits that can be found from the religion. I can speak from personal experience there, as can these other activists, and indeed the several shahadas that were recorded today. People are interested, they want answers. Islam has those answers. So if there's some kind of right-wing conspiracy peddling fear that if Islam was to continue to grow in the UK that's somehow a bad thing, well, perhaps the real question should be asked is, if Islam is growing, why is it growing? Why are so many people converting to the religion? Why are we recording shahadas so easily by simply coming out onto the street? And all of these right-wing activists who are peddling these conspiracy theories about Muslims, despite all their mainstream media support, despite politicians weighing into this and peddling those same conspiracies, Islam continues to grow. And maybe the answer is that there is positives to Islam which everyone can benefit from, including those who live in a country which is currently supporting a horrific foreign policy, including a genocide in Muslim lands. So stay tuned. 5 Pillars is going to be covering the story as it develops, and inshallah more people will continue to learn about Islam, pick up a copy of the Quran, and maybe even go on and embrace the beautiful religion of Islam in the future as well. Thank you very much, guys. Catch you on the next one.